Welcome to BioTouch Permanent Makeup and Guide to Eyebrow Procedures, step by step. Brow procedures are in high demand as they can dramatically enhance face appearance. We use a 5-point technique to shape the brows. However, this video will focus on the procedure. Different shapes of eyebrows can frame the face and give character. From these basic shapes, the angle can change according to the shape of the face. Preparing for the brow procedure. Set up the workstation within close reach. Prepare and sanitize the area thoroughly. Assemble the machine, pigment selection, and supplies. And position the client comfortably. In this video, we will work on a model who is a good candidate for an eyebrow procedure. Notice her eyebrows are a bit uneven and have gaps that need filling in. After the shape of the brow is determined, begin drawing the guideline on with a ruler and eyebrow pencil. Refer to the BioTouch Brow and Shaping video tutorial for more information on shaping eyebrows. Fill in spaces and use a swab to even out and define the edges as you go along. The BioTouch disposable razor is used to clean up the area from excess hair. Ideally, you would want to do your pre-shaping, waxing, or plucking a few days before the procedure so that the skin is not irritated. Notice what direction the blade is at. A 30 to 45 degree flat angle is best. Use the tip to keep the blade edge parallel as you follow the contours of the shape. To prevent from accidentally shaving part of the brow off, remember to use a light hand during this process. Now that the brow guideline is created, ask the client to raise her eyebrows up, down, and then to frown to see the natural shape as it will look and to check for balance and symmetry. Now go over the penciled guideline with semi-permanent liquid color. Blot excess from your brush point. This will protect and prevent your guideline from getting easily smudged or coming off as you work. Carefully go over the penciled line. Start from the arch, staying steady and smooth. Then, from the center point, continue toward the head of the brow. Now, from the bottom arch, form the slanted brow tail by merging the lines to the end for one final tip. When using the liquid color, use the tip of the brush for cleaner lines. Be sure to stay on the original border of your penciled guideline to avoid changing the brow shape or width. If the guideline becomes blurred, make it more clear by adding a bit more liquid color. Apply BioQuick anesthetic around the completed guideline. Be careful not to smear it. It's okay to tap very lightly over the line. Set a timer for approximately 15 minutes for the anesthetic to take effect. Gently place a strip of gauze holding both ends without touching the brow. Now press lightly over the brow to blot any excessive moisture from the anesthetic. Try not to disrupt the guideline when pulling back or removing the gauze. Dry the area completely to prepare for the procedure, as excessive skin oil or moisture can dilute the pigment. Notice that the semi-permanent liquid color is still intact. If the guideline happens to smudge at any time, just stop and reapply it as needed. Place the pigment container ring on the finger. This will allow for convenient access to the pigment so you do not have to dip back and forth from a table. Replace the cap immediately to avoid drying out the pigment. When half full, stir the pigment well to get even color. Shake the pigment bottle first, squeezing out more, and then fill the ring container with enough for both eyebrows to ensure that both brows get the same amount of vibrancy. The outlining process is the most important as it will be the basis for the entire brow shape. Begin outlining on top of the guideline with the machine and pigment at the highest point on top of the arch toward the outer tail. Be careful not to extend the tail line beyond the original guideline, and you don't want to end the tail too soon either. Stick to your guide. Hold the machine at a 90-degree angle for more accuracy. Marking off guideline points will also help to stay within the borders. Fingers are placed against the face for support and to keep the area slightly stretched and firm. Lightly go over 4 or 5 times in short back and forth strokes with a distance of approximately 1/8 inch. Pay attention to the needle placement. The focus should be on the outline only, not on filling in or shading yet. But avoid making the outline too dark. Its purpose is to give the brow its shape, not to make it look like a patterned outline. Stay within your drawn lines, or it can result in too thick or misshaped lines. If your guideline smears, touch it up with a cotton swab before continuing. On the bottom arch, notice the finger placement. Get a feel for the vibration of the machine as you move it along the border to see if the color has been deposited correctly into the skin and not just on the surface. If you begin the procedure and find that the color is not depositing enough, add more pigment. Marking the arches, tail, and head points are necessary to stay on track of the shape and to ensure that the width and length are in proportion. As you work on the area around the brow head, mark only the top and bottom, but don't frame the whole head as shown. Use feather strokes to give the brow a more natural look. Before connecting the lines, clean the area completely to see how the markings are taking shape. Blotting and drying moisture or body fluid is necessary for applying anesthetics. This helps to retain the anesthetic's maximum strength and effectiveness. At this point, the skin is opened, and it's the right time to apply instant numb anesthetic to re-numb the area, combined with biogel to relieve any swelling or bleeding. Leave on for 1 to 3 minutes. Wipe away any excess anesthetic before connecting the lines between the marked areas. Go over the spaces with short back and forth strokes, connecting the lines but not too dark. If needed, go ahead and dip into more color. There may be minor bleeding from time to time. Just dry lightly and apply more biogel for relief, and leave on for another 3 minutes. Continue connecting the lines from the top arch point toward the head. Notice how the connected lines secured a mistake-proof guideline. As you go along, check the pigment flow because it may have run out. The top brow line is now complete. Apply more Instant Numb for added comfort. Continue on the bottom arch to the tail in short, back and forth connecting strokes. Place the finger close to the machine to feel the vibration. Here you can see more definition and shape is taking place. Again, if minor bleeding occurs, wipe clean and apply some Verigel to soothe and lock in the color. Position and move the machine at angles that help you to stay steady and smooth inside the guidelines. Place your finger just above the eye for support. This also stretches the skin slightly so you can see areas that may have gaps between hairs. To begin shading and filling, merge and feather out the line. Add more pigment for even color. Continue filling in and shading with short back and forth strokes, smoothing the lines as you go. Using the short feather stroke helps the eyebrow to look natural. Now finalize the fill-in over the brow head. Remember, we left this area open in our outline. If the client already has some natural hair there, as in this case, we need only to create a light shadowing between hairs. If the client does not have any natural hairs there, you can create some by brushing the machine forward in the direction of the hair growth. Use a magnifier to illuminate any details that need touch-ups. Looking through a magnifier allows you to get a closer look at gaps and disconnected lines that can't be seen by the naked eye. Brush back the brow hairs with a swab to get a better look. Here, we see some gaps between lines and areas that may need a little more color for evenness. Refill your pigment at this time too, if needed. Some parts of the skin do not receive pigment at the same depth and may be uneven due to different structures under the skin, such as blood vessels, fat tissue, oil, and sweat glands. Focus on reinforcing pigment retention in those areas that need it. Although the eyebrows look dark here, most of the color you see on the surface will flake off in 2 weeks. Remember, color can fade from 40 to 60% within the first 10 days. Only the color deposited into the dermis layer will remain permanent. What is seen is the muted color showing through from underneath the skin, giving a natural look. Remind your client that touch-ups are necessary to keep the eyebrows new and beautifully shaped. The BioTouch state-of-the-art pain control system, along with superb machines and quality pigment, all together work hand in hand for beautiful results. Thank you for joining us in the presentation of this eyebrow procedure. From color theory, pigment retention, and procedures to camouflage and corrections, BioTouch offers a complete library and online resource for permanent makeup. If you are interested in learning how to do eye and lip liner procedures, online training videos and hands-on classes are available. For more information, please visit our website at www.iiiStyle.com. www.biotouch.com.